Hey, Sarah Pitts here from mostmotion, bringing you a brand new approach to better results with your hamstring tightness so you can stop wasting time with stretches that just don't work. Okay, so first of all, we need to make sure that we know that the problem isn't actually your hamstring, okay? So what I want to do is demonstrate the pelvic position which is causing your hamstring tightness, okay? And your pelvic position can be in one of three places, all right? So in a normal neutral position, you have equal length down your hamstring and your hip flexors, okay? If your pelvis is in a different position to this, so this is the first position, then you're going to have hamstring problems, okay? So the first position is a tilt backwards, okay? If your pelvis is tucked under, then the hamstrings will be going really, really short, and then they'll feel very tight, okay? But the reason that the hamstrings go tight in this position is because your core is too short and it's pulling your pelvis backwards, okay? It's lengthening everything through the lower back here, and it's shortening everything in the hamstring. But the most common position is that your pelvis gets tilted forwards like this, okay? So the hip flexors and the hamstrings then change position in relation to each other, okay? So the hip flexors go very tight and it pulls your hamstrings really long, okay? And touching your toes, and the effort that you put into touching your toes to get the hamstrings to relax is a waste of time, okay? So when you're in this position trying to touch the toes here, it's really not going to help, because we need to address the reason that your hamstrings are tight in the first place, okay? So reaching your toes is a flexibility issue. Now, flexibility to me means that you can do one thing well. In this case, it would be touching your toes. Okay, but if your hamstrings are in a lengthened position because you have a tilted pelvis, okay, touching your toes is going to be a lot easier, and if it's tilted backwards, it's going to be a lot harder, okay? And I'm going to demonstrate that to you very, very quickly, okay? So if I tuck my pelvis under and I try and reach down to the floor, I might get to here, okay? If my pelvis is in a neutral position and I try and touch the floor, I might get to here, okay? But if I tilt my pelvis all the way forwards and then try and touch the floor, all of a sudden, I can touch the floor flat with my hands, okay? My flexibility didn't all of a sudden get magically better, okay? My hamstrings were already in a lengthened position, which was allowing greater length towards the floor, okay? So we need to address the issue, the reason why your hamstrings are tight in the first place. So if they're too long, they'll go too tight, okay? So if your pelvis is this way, and if your pelvis is tilted backwards, the hamstrings will be too short and they will be too tight, okay? But focusing on just the action of touching your toes is giving you a distorted vision of what your flexibility, what your capabilities of your body are actually like, okay? So stop focusing on what you're doing, i.e. trying to touch the floor, and start focusing on how your joints actually function and what your body's actually doing, okay? So if anything, take away from this video, that stretching your hamstrings just won't help, okay? We need to find the reason that your hamstrings are tight in the first place, and you can do that absolutely free with my injury predictor assessment. You can follow the link in the description to get that for absolutely free. It will tell you whether the problem is with your hip flexors and your adductors, or whether it's with your core, or if you've got shoulder problems that are rounding you and rounding your spine as well, okay? So go and check that out. Go and check it out for free. You can just find out what it is that your body is struggling with right now and deal with that. Then your hamstrings will lengthen because your body will be in a better position for them to function properly. Okay, so make sure you go and check that out. If you like this video, make sure you click the likes, the hearts. Don't forget to share it with your friends. That's always helpful, because if it's helpful for you, it will be helpful for them too. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.